Hi guys, this is Namkraft. What's going on? Welcome to the Starcraft English commentary. We have not watched any live casted games for a while. The AS is coming to a close. The KCM is happening weekly, but looks like the lineup is not so interesting. So I'm gonna be entertaining you guys with a nice, guaranteed to be epic game today. It's gonna be played between two very strong players, but they are outcast. The AS have been eliminated a while back. It's gonna be Mini versus Hero as part of DPL series, and it's gonna be played on the map Radeon. You can see the map photo here at the bottom left on the screen. Let me just quickly tell you what the win rate usually on Radeon is. This is a rather balanced map, Radeon. It is 48% win rate for Protoss against Zerg overall, so that's going to be very, very interesting for us. And maybe I'm going to be showing some games between Best and other players, and as well as between Soki and other players, just to check out their legs, to see how they're performing up, looking up and looking forward into the finals. But before then, let's enjoy it. Guaranteed to be epic game. This game is usually released early, so those supported me in the last 30 days, but this time around, I've been kind of busy with other things as well. So let's, release this right on time so that you can have some access to some great games. Mini is going to be located at the bottom right of the screen in the red color, and he's going to be coming out with a 12 Nexus. It's going to give him a very, very nice advantage, and he's very, very lucky that his opponent is located very, very far away from him. And of course, Hero is not coming out to scout anytime soon. He's just going to be sending out a single Overlord, which will not see anything of significance for a while. Looks like there is going to be a first probe coming out, and he's going to be going for 4, just to be completely sure. You don't want to go 12 Nexus and a gateway opening. That is crazy. Anyways, the probe's going to try to check out the bottom left of the screen. Things are looking interesting. Yeah, Hero is one of the greater Zergs. Yeah, he's known to be very, very strong. Let us just quickly check out some stats for you, and I have some very, very interesting news. These stats I just picked up a few hours ago. So first of all, in terms of Elo scores, to see who is ahead and who is not in Broodwar, here are the top 10 players in Broodwar today. And are you ready for it? Baram. There you go. Wait, no, this is old information. Oh, what? Hold on. I thought I have the much better stat. I think this is slightly. Oh, please excuse me for that. But just go ahead and enjoy the game while I'm gonna come. It looks like there's going to be a 3 hatch openings here from Hero, which is as greedy as he can get. But he does have a spawning pool, and we have a kind of a secret probe coming out here that is not really stuff. The Overlord is out of position, so it looks like this Overlord will not see what this shenanigan this probe is gonna try to pull here. On the other side of the map, looks like the Zealot, the Zerling, has arrived at the front door and is put away by the cannon. So behind this, looks like Mini is gonna be slowing down his extractor or his assimilator. That's what you call in Protoss terminologies, in favor of a quick pylon and cannon rush. So already we have some very crazy shenanigans. The probe is still inside of Hero's base, and Hero, of course, being a very sly Zerg that he is going to be going for just 2 Zerglings, and that's it. And this is going to hurt him slightly here. We are seeing 2 cannons coming up right now, and of course this hatchery would not be able to complete. By the time it completes, the cannons will completely morph as well, so there's going to be no chance to actually force a cancellation. So let's see how the game will go from here. We've not seen this kind of third base cannon rush for a while, and it's very interesting to see Mini out of all players. Excuse me, pull it. Of course, Mini is a very strong, kind of crazy Protoss player, if you will. He is known to go for a lot of micro battles, and it looks like the cannon rush has commenced, and there is going to be some Zergling reaction, because it looks like the Zerglings have destroyed the scouting probe inside the main, and he's made something out of that one single larva. It possibly could be Zerglings or maybe drones. But let's see if he's going to try to attempt to save his base here inside of Mini's base. Is going to be going for extractor. Now it's going to be a little bit of delay extractor. We have what it looks like a layer at the expansion for Heroes. So this is I don't think this was spotted. Anyways, let me just quickly show you some of the Elo score. This is corrected Elo scores. There it is. Mini is right now the #1 Protoss player, as well as #1 Broodwar player overall, followed by Snow and Soki. And as for Hero, he is not in the top 10. Do I have his stats somewhere on this map? We do have Hero 1236, and as you can see, Mini is 1438. Very stark differences in the last 30 days. And maybe I just also quickly show you the no, this is not what I want to show you. Do I have the win rates? Yeah, I do have. So Hero against Protoss is a 44% win rate, whereas Mini against Zerg in the last 30 days is 60% win rate. Very strong. There's going to be some hidden Zealot at the potential third base, or the remade third base, if you should call it, 12 o'clock position. And this drone is going to have to find a way to get up there at some point in the future, because this other third base is going to get closed down. We do have a Spire coming up. So this Spire is gonna give a hero slightly faster mutas. The Overlord is checking for the situation inside of the main, and we do have a very late Stargate. I believe with this timing, the Stargate will not be able to make it on time to produce the first Corsair by the time the first mutas and the Scourges come out. So with some luck, I think Hero will possibly be able to snipe some Corsair. Looks like we have some Zealot versus Zergling battle at the third base, at the new third base for Hero. Those Zealots have been, those Zealots have been taken care of by the Zergling. Double Stargate, this is interesting. The first Corsair is coming out, so the cannons have to come down right now. The Spire is already completed. Do we see do we see Scourges first, or do we see Mutas first? That's the question. I saw the +1 upgrade, so it looks like Mini's gonna be playing the completely anti-build to the fast Spire here. He's gonna be going forward to double cannons, some defensive structures, +1 weapons, air, and double Stargate. The first Corsair is coming up, but he needs to turn around right now. The Corsairs have been spotted by the Scourges. What is it? Okay, the Corsair would check. Okay, very ballsy from him. He's gonna try to go in here and see. He wants to see how many hatcheries. He actually wants to find out if the Hydroden is underway. Right now, we do see the very fast Hydroden, so Hero's gonna completely switch back into Hydras, and this is very ballsy. But I think very lucky for Mini that he was able to spot that there are 2 additional hatcheries. So if there was a push into Hydras, it's gonna be a 4-hatch Hydras build, which is gonna be quite devastating as well. But for the timing, if we actually rush to Templar Archive and we try to get out there a single data, it's going to be great. It looks like the second course has been spotted by the drones moving towards the third base, and now looks like Mini's got complete information. He's so ballsy. We don't usually see a Protoss player send out a second course after spotting 3 or 4 Scourges in the air. Anyways, Zealot's gonna try to attack against a potential fourth base. They're gonna be very careful because Zerglings have speed. They come to this, gonna be a small attack. One Zealot's gonna pull back just to buy some time here. The drone's gonna come out as well, but very good Zealots pull back. But Hero is good with the trap. One of the Zealot, he kills 2 Zealot. Instantly, he's gonna try to finish up the remaining Zealots. A good trade, I think, overall by the players. And okay, keep in mind that there are 2 cannons in here, so those locations could actually provide some nice coverage for the Corsairs while the Hydra's gonna try to build up their masses. But now we do have a sizable amount of Hydras. It's going to be very interesting. Those oasis of cannons, would it prove to be interesting in the mid game or not? Because at some point in the future, Hero want to take care of it. For the time being, Hero's been supply block. He's going to switch to massive Hydras and try to go front to attack. So inside of Mini's base, we want to see if the fast Dark Templar is going to come out or not. For the timing, we don't see overall speed, but of course Lair has been completed for a while, so Hero might have it under his thoughts here, because we do know that there's nothing being produced from the Spire attack, just 4 Scourges or maybe 6, and that's it. Anyways, there's going to be 2 more cannons for a total of 4. I don't think that Forge can complete. Where's it? I think the Templar Archive is there. There's going to be a small attack that is going to come out. Only 2 Zealot. It's not good enough. The Probe needs to come out here. 1 Zealot is going to try to pull back in. Looks like the Probe comes out of it. It's going to be a very bad, good Zealot attack at the last one. You need to get one of the Hydras that's going to be in the front. That Hydras get sniped. There are 2 more cannons moving. One Hydra is going to get trapped. It's going to try to attack. And I think the Hydras don't have the upgrades. Something that they were very clunky and slow. But anyways, this 3 cannons going to just completely go in here. And 1 Hydra is very damaged. It's going to get pulled back. So good micro battle. Supply wise, at the 9-minute mark, Mini's got 66 and Hero's got 43. So insane right off the bat between the number 1 Starcraft player and a great Zerg. Some Overlords are going to try to run towards the side of the map here. This is going to be the very good time to hide some of the Overlords in the bottom left corner of the screen. And this is a strategy that we don't often use. Usually the Zerg player try to keep their Overlords at home, but sending them out there all the way in the middle map is going to be very interesting. And we're having Overlords 3 completed now. So I guess there's no need to hide your Overlords anymore. These courses going to be looking for openings, and Hero once again is almost supply block, but not quite. Mini's leading about 20 supply, and we're going to be seeing the game transition slowly into mid to late game here. The Overlord's going to start to move across the map. The courses don't have any more business inside of Hero's base. They need to actually come back right now, and Hero is not yet sniping those cannons. I mean, it's going to be very easy to come out there, surround the cannon, maybe lose 1 Hydras in the process, but he's not doing it just yet. He's going to just try to stay ahead and try to move the Hydras towards the enemy's expansion. But that's going to leave the Corsairs open to look for some overlords in the area. But we don't see any openings at all. And Hydras are amassing great numbers. So you're going to be having some major battles. Zealot's going to be coming up. I think Zelle has got speed now. They want to surround these Hydras on the third base and maybe slip in a dart to some point. I think the number of Zealot is just enough to attack, and more importantly, the Corsair will come out to finish the rest of the Overlord here. Some Overlords get damaged at the last minute. These are going to pull back and attack some of the Hydras, reinforcement from the left side. There's just enough Hydras from both sides to cover, and these 3 Overlords are not yet spotted from Mini. He's looking for them, but not able to find them. These Zealots once again just running back and forth. Reinforcement Zealot coming from the southern side. There's going to be about 8 or 10 Zealots now. 11, 12 coming total. Hydras need to reinforce, and now it's going to be a moment to snipe the Overlords and then run. He pulls back once again, and these Corsairs are able to do some damage, but not nearly enough. And both of these are just moving back and forth, juggling for position. Going to be having some crazy attacks on the left side as well. Zealots have split up, and this is not the right idea. Need to pull back. I think the number of Hydras have reached a critical mass, so it's going to be very dangerous. These Zealots cannot get anything. They're trying to snipe as many Hydras as possible, but as you can see, there's just not enough Zealots. And now I guess we just need to chill the freak down and start to. Okay, we have double dart coming out here in the middle now. This is interesting because keep in mind those 2 cannons are still alive. With those 2 cannons being alive, those Hydras, those Dart can actually do some damage. They're trying to go in here, but there's no openings at all. Why is he attempting this? He knows that there's a lot of Overlords, and Overlords have speed, and there's Hydras in the area. Maybe he's going to just park them next to the cannons just to make sure that it's going to be very difficult to snipe those cannons in the future. Anyways, these Corsairs are still doing good damage. I really like the fact that Mini keeps most of his Corsairs alive, as opposed to some other players like Shadow, who would just throw them, give them for free to the Zerg player. But anyways, Hero is going to start to advance slowly forward now. His number of Hydras is looking dangerous. Hero still behind by about, 20 so he's going to switch into Lurkers now. There's Robotics, but I don't know if there's Observatory yet, but I'm sure Mini's got it under the radar. The number of gateways coming up, Observatory is coming out as well. We do have a first shot of the game. It's going to start to be interesting. What is he loading up? Maybe some Zealot, maybe the double dart, but maybe some Hydra doing for Storms, because for the timing, he's got nice control of the air. He is going to be able to actually come out there and stop any kind of attack in terms of in terms of Scourges. Anyways, looks like the core stops remaining, so that could potentially be the I think the +1 upgrades for the Corsairs. It might be something else, I'm not so sure. For the timing, both the players are just being very careful, especially Hero. I think he could actually assert a little bit more presence on the map. His Lurkers are out on the field, they're looking for openings, and once again, those 2 cannons on the left side is being very annoying. You should need to get rid of them so actually he can start to plan out another base at some point in the future. Not even a base, maybe just some hatcheries. But anyways, the first range of Dragoons going to come out, some cannons and expansion, just to make sure that there could not be some potential for Lurker drops. And the Lurkers going to try to park themselves, and you see how careless Hero is just to park some random Lurkers in random locations. But anyway, some nice attack coming through, and looks like Mini's not paying attention to these Lurkers. Going to be bleeding a lot of Zealots in the middle of the map, but there's going to be a potential attack against the third base. There's going to be a drop in here. You cannot see this drop. The Observer was not showing to us, but there's going to be a drop in the main. It's going to be some Dragoons attacking, and during this time, Dart Templar is going to slip across the map. Do we have some Storms? We need to have some Storm. Looks like at the last minute, there's going to be some major attack, and looks like Hero's not paying attention. There's going to be some great Storm at the front to clear some Hydras. There's still enough cannons and High Templars in the main, and looks like Hero's completely out of position. He doesn't need to be here right now, and sniping out an attack on the third base as well. Crazy battles. I think the only chance of Hero right now is going to be to go for base rate, but there's just so much defenses inside of Mini's expansion. What is Hero's plan? Hero's moving the rest of his Hydras back. He wants to save his third base. He cannot save his main, but can save the third base, which is not a bad idea. He's going to start to attack, and still again we have some Corsairs attacking some Overlords. Overlords going to try to get inside the main, and Hydras need to get on the high ground. This Dart Templar is going to be hiding in the corner, not able to successfully. So there's going to be the Spire getting sniped, the Spawning Pool getting sniped, more Overlords getting sniped here, but now it's going to be the last minute. He's going to try to snipe the Spire. If you can get the Spire, that's GG for sure, because you need to remake the Spawning Pool, you need to remake the Spire, and all of that stuff. But anyways, looks like the Spire will live. No, the Spire dies. The Spire dies, and that is so unfortunate for Hero. Hero's behind by about 30 supply. This Dragoon number is looking dangerous. Destroy the gateway, man. Why don't you destroy the gateway? But the blockade at the front is looking dangerous. So Dragoon's going to come out. It's going to start to storm. He will storm the left side and then attack the right side. This is the right idea, but Hydra's going to come in right now. But Great Storm is missing some Hydras though. Another Great Storm to actually tempt out the Hydras and destroy some of the Lurkers in the process. But I think Mini's got to be very careful because the number of Hydras is very, very high. They come in from all sides, and these Dragoons going to get pushed back. He doesn't have enough Zealots. He's got only Dragoons, and it's not going to be enough. It looks like Hero is able to completely manhandle Mini here, even though he's down a base. He's down a base because you keep in mind that Mini's main is also almost mined out, and this is why I told you need to destroy those gateway in the beginning, but he didn't destroy it. He still did not have destroyed that base. Keep in mind that we still have a shadow. This shadow could come back and do more business in the future if it wishes to, but for the time, this next is going to cancel itself. Mini is going to come out with the rest of the Dragoons. Like I tell you, destroy the gateway so you can move back and forth easily, but he's not going to do that. Maybe the shadow can pick up a probe and try to plant a secret nexus somewhere on the left side possibly, but for the timing, Mini is going to come up with more Zealot. He also needs to remake his High Templars because he lost all of his High Templars in the previous engagement, and Heroes, completely overwhelming Hydra's army is what keeps him alive. Does Hero go for another expansion? Looks like he's ready to plant something here. I'm not so sure exactly if that was already a hatchery being planted, or it's just a drone waiting to plant something, because Hero's mineral count is not good. And once again, we're going to be having some Dark Templars loaded up. I think Dark Templar is not as useful at this point than the High Templars, because there's no Spire. There's no Spire anywhere on this map. The shadow comes out. There's going to be some spawning overlords, but anyway, Dragoon's going to start to come out and do a front attack. These courses have to fall back. Only 2 courses remaining. Hero is in some serious trouble now because out of, he's just got 2 bases and he's got very few drones. Anyways, Mini's going to come out. He's going to get ready to expand. Behind this, we have a shadow moving across the map. He's possibly going towards the top left. There's no expansion there, so there's no need to actually go there right now. Of course, he doesn't know, but it's going to be some nice attack. And these Hydras are waiting for the Lurkers to deploy themselves before he storms. He stormed 2 groups of Lurkers, are not able to snipe them both. Where's Observer? Good storm on the Hydras, but it's going to be an attack on the right side. There's going to be just 2 Zealot covering here. Looks like Hero did send the rest of the forces. It doesn't send them through, and we need to have more Lurkers. One of the 2 or 3 of the Lurkers is really damaged. But anyways, now there's going to be more Lurker in the process. The Starcraft is going to try to come out. He's getting ready to snipe the main base, but there's nothing inside. He just sniped that had drones and maybe sniped the extractor and go, and that's it. Supply wise, Mini is ahead by about 40 supply. He's possibly almost mined out in his main, but Hero is stuck in medieval tech, so the battle is going to be won right now by Hero. Otherwise, he's going to be completely behind in the long game here. More attacks coming through. He's going to be looking forward to this small area. There's some Zealot moving across the map. There's going to be some nice attack. A single Observer is here to spot. The Lurkers are doing great damage on the Zealot, which have already exhausted themselves. Hydra's attacking the Zealots on the left side, and there's just enough Archon to cover, but there's still 6 or 7 Hydra's very strong. He needs to pull back and wait for the spot of the Lurkers. There are 2-3 Lurkers. 1 Hydra is going to get sniped here, and more reinforcement coming from the map. Hero is going to be running out of stuff here. Looks like there's going to be a Lurker moving towards the 3rd base. The game is going down to the wire. Hydra's attacking. Only 1 Archon buying so much time, but these Lurkers, which have been damaged from before, are still alive. This Hydra is, a single Lurker, a single Darter, is not going to be sniping a lot of drones to the 3rd base, and if that is going to let through, Hero would not have the economy to support his war machine. So many drones are falling, and Hero down to 29 supply. Mini 83 supply. There's going to be some Lurkers coming through. He's going to try to snipe some Hydra's probes moving towards his other base here. The probes cannot make it through. He's going to be getting completely destroyed by the Hydra's line, and Lurkers are doing great attack. Need to snipe the Observer. He gets Observer. He doesn't get the Observers. He did not get Observers. These Lurkers are doing good attack, and there's only 5 Dragoons remaining. This might be the final battle. Proceed to come out and clear the area. The single Lurker, clear the Lurker. Observer getting sniped. The only 1 single Observer in that entire battle is being sniped, and now Mini, even though he's 69 supply, the enemy's got a lot of Hydra. This hatchery is going to get snipey, and Mini's running out of money. Mini's running out of money. He doesn't have any more stuff inside of his main. His expansion is almost mined out. He cannot expand once again. He's going to try to snipe as many overlords as possible. These drones are being produced, which is nice, but Hero down to 0 minerals. Hero is down to 0 minerals. Every single drone is going to get sniped. Only 2 or 3 drones remaining here. Overlord's going to try to come out here, and 1 more drone is going to get sniped. So he's going to try to find and execute as many drones as possible. He doesn't get any more. He's going to try to go towards the left side of the map here. Yeah, Hero is down to very few mining activities. I think Mini can just go. He can just go an A move right now, but of course he's gotta save his Observer because Mini is down to 89 minerals. Hero is down to 8 minerals. Overlords are still getting sniped, but this next attack is going to be looking dangerous. Hydras need to focus the attention on the Observers. The only thing that he needs to think about is the Observer, nothing else, because his his Lurkers are still very strong. This Hydra is getting attacked though. The Hydra is getting an attack. Lurkers have to pull back in, and if he gets pulled back and defend against in the 3rd base, it's going to be completely walled in here. Those storms is going to wreck his entire Lurker line. The Hydra is still under siege by the Lurker. This might be the final battle. There's about 7 Hydras and 3 Lurkers, and that's it. But there's about 6 High Templars. Observers need to get sniped. It looks like Observer is going to be able to see very nice, and this is going to be the final battle. No attempt whatsoever by Hero to snipe that Observer. He's going to lose the first Lurker on the high round. That storm is not very good, but he can still try to go again. And more storm possibly. He's waiting. Hydras are trying to maneuver themselves. Very good. And one more Dragoon's going to fall. That's possibly one of the last Dragoons of this game here. We still have about 2 High Templars. 2 Hydras, and the last Lurker will fall. The last Hydras will fall as well. GG by Hero. This game was very nice, intense, but it was quite strong. Thanks for watching. Just to see the buy me coffee. It's going to be in the video. See you soon. Bye bye.